ATN News.
I'll give you more details of that developing story as we go along. For now, however, let's delve into the political point as we do every Tuesday, taking a look at the point of politics, really just 76 days to the general election. What is the political class doing? What is the electorate doing? And what are the stakeholders in this electoral process doing? Michael Gitonga will be driving this conversation. But first, our panelists here in studio.
Thank you very much, Michelle. And I'll go straight to introducing the panelists that we have this morning. To my extreme left, we have Honorable Peter Kaluma, who is a Member of Parliament for Homa Bay, also aspiring to keep the seat in Homa Bay. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Mike.
We also have Professor Tumbo, who is a political analyst. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Good morning, Mike.
Last but not least, we have Honorable Irungo Kangata, who is a Member of Parliament for Kiharo, but also a nominee and going for senatorial position for Murang'a County. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, this is the political point, and let's start with the fact that, first of all, we've got the voter verification exercise, which is going on, and according to some political analysts, and even the gentleman that we had here just before you came in, the voter verification exercise is definitely going slower than expected, and this is one of the exercises that would have all the players satisfied with the fact that the voter register is in good order. Let me start with you, Professor Tumbo, on your thoughts on how the process is going so far and whether IEBC, like Raila had said earlier on, is to blame.
Personally, I think it is not IEBC to blame. I think it is the political players to mobilize their voters to go and check the correctness of their names or incorrectness so that they can then claim later on that, as I was required, I came, confirmed that I'm in the register. Why am I not on the register today? So my personal approach to this thing is that IEBC has been made a whipping boy even for everything that doesn't seem to be going right. The primary function of any political movement, all right, is mobilization.
It's mobilize its people.
That's its primary function, and in fact is the only justification for existence.
Okay. Honorable Peter Kaluma, I see you shaking your head in disagreement.
Yes, we established the IEBC as a commission under Chapter 15, and you need to look at the functions we vested in IEBC at Article 88 and 89. The matter of voter education is a function of IEBC. It's not a function of political parties. It's not a function of political players. The role of political players is to take themselves before the people who are registered to be considered to be their representatives. Full stop. So I want to blame IEBC. Kangata and myself, of course, sit in the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee of the National Assembly. And I want to tell the nation we gave IEBC over 1 billion Kenya shillings in the last budget, and in the current budget also we are giving them that amount to facilitate, voter education and publicity. I mean, this voter verification exercise is very important. And let me as a lawyer clarify what it should entail under the law. It is going to the station where you registered. It is putting your biodata. If you have your hands, you put your fingers, and all your details are by law expected to come on the screen. Now, what is to be checked is whether your details are right. If there are errors in particulars, that is what the Election Act says, those errors in particulars, like maybe your ID number is not properly, recorded, or the passport number, if you used, a passport, those are the things which are to be, corrected in the process of verification. So verification is confirmation, one, that you exist in the voters' register as we develop the final register. Number two, that your details in the register are correctly, instituted there.
Okay.
So what I want to say is that I've heard of cases where people go to the stations and they don't find their details. Let me clarify that there is nothing like a voter's card you should present. The thing I've heard Kenyans calling a voter's card, it's not a voter's card, it's a confirmation slip that you registered. You should go there with your ID and passport. And in the event, your details are not, right, they are corrected. Where they are not there, I hear, or even where, those that are not right, some forms are being required to be filled. I don't know why it should be the case that if my ID or passport details are not right, you require me to fill forms again. I mean, correct it straight away. what we should require forms for in terms of efficiency and going forward, if we were to do it, is to say that if you go and you find your name totally missing, like you remember Prime Minister Raila Odinga in the last elections, that is the case where we should register you, because we want to distinguish between a person who is registering anew and a verification, which is not registration of people. So that we can go and confirm details.
Okay.
So I want to say that
so for you, the blame is squarely on IEBC.
They have not done enough voter education.
What else would you expect them to do? Here we are talking about it. They have posted this on newspapers. They have what is out there that they're doing that. They've opened the stations. What is it that you'd expect IEBC to do that they have not done?
How many Kenyans, read newspapers? How many Kenyans, with the situation we have, are thinking of going to the polling stations?
But then again, I go back to the question. What is it that you'd expect them to do that they have not done?
Let them share with the media the 1 billion we gave them. Let KTN, let Citizen, let all media outlets be announcing voter verification processes going on. It's as simple as that.
Okay, have you verified your
I did verify mine, and I'm going home on Thursday. I'll stay home up to the end of the exercise to mobilize our people, though it is not my mandate.
Okay.
See that
Honorable Irongo Kangata, first question, have you verified your voter registration? That it is correct? You haven't? No. Okay.
But,
reason being?
Well,
you have time?
No, well, I don't know. I don't feel like it's an issue per se. And I don't also think this is an issue per se. There's no crisis to the extent that the IEBC has given out some adverts. I've seen those adverts, including vernacular
But don't you think that would be a point of concern? Should people not verify their vote, then later on come out and blame IEBC?
Well, it's a problem. In fact, that's my whole take, that the IEBC has done what it's supposed to do.
Aren't you, as an aspiring leader in the August 8th elections, concerned that your voters and your supporters may be locked out because their details are not verified?
But you can't blame IEBC. You can't blame anyone.
So who will you
see, there's no one to be blamed at all, because look here, IEBC has has told people to come and verify. People, and by the way, I know these are rational people. They have decided not to verify. So why do you blame IEBC?
So we just go along with the situation and deal with the repercussions after the August 8th elections?
Well, to me, I don't foresee any negative repercussions. And if at all there will be negative repercussions, you can't blame IEBC at all. Because everyone was mobilized. There was adequate publicity of the exercise. People using their own rational thinking, they said not to verify.
Right. Professor Tunsi, your thoughts on
Yes.
Kangata's attitude?
Now, I have problems with both of them.
Okay.
Mheshimiwa Kaluma spent time describing the technical aspects of the process.
No,
he
sorry,
did just
sorry, I forgot. I can tell you why people are not going there. They trust IEBC. Simple.
Okay. Now, Mheshimiwa Kaluma spent time describing the legal and other related technical aspects of the process. That was not the question. That the question was, why are people not turning up to verify their names in the register?
They trust IEBC.
Now, Mheshimiwa Kangata is saying they trust IEBC. Now, there is a cheeky aspect to that, in that it is assumed that they understand the implications of not verifying. That's an assumption. So unless you have that assumption, then the trust doesn't arise. Two, there is a third aspect that is very significant. I said earlier that parties have a responsibility to mobilize. Like you mobilize them to go and vote for you. Why are you not mobilizing them to get it right? You see, we have a problem with these two political
With the two political sides. And I want us to take a short break, and we'll hold that thought. I can see Honorable Peter Kaluma completely refusing with you. But this, of course, already paints for us a picture of how it is. Because if we are disagreeing right here, then what happens when it gets to August 8th? And finally, we have whoever is going to be president declared. Isn't that going to be a problem? If right now we cannot agree just on verification, how we are going to agree on how the results are going to be tallied. So that's what we are having right here as a discussion. Do stay with us. Remember, you're welcome to participate. Do let us know what your thoughts are. We are taking a short break, but we'll be right back and continue with this discussion on Political Point.